Outdoors. We're just outside of Jay, Oklahoma. I'm Tara Hunter, and today I'm here with
Spencer Modlin.
Nick Sharp.
Guys, welcome. Are you having fun at the event?
Oh, always. This place is a blast.
What would you say your favorite part about this park is so far that you've experienced?
Probably the food trucks.
The food trucks. So this is your race car here behind us. Have you already raced, or are you preparing for your race?
We just went out there and did 2 quick practice laps, see what the track is like, and it's definitely going to be gnarly, and we have to change some things.
Is there anything that maybe he needs some advice on his driver from your perspective in the co-driver's seat?
Just full send it the whole way.
I like it. So you've been out there, you've taken a run on it. What do you think you're really going to have to pay attention to on that course that's going to sneak up on you if you're not on your game?
Definitely the rocks. There's just massive rocks. It's just all over, and you hit it in the wrong spot and you're done for the day.
So you like speed, obviously, if you're out here racing this kind of stuff. Are you able to turn that need for speed off when you're actually on the road driving your personal vehicle, or is like every corner a challenge for you?
I can't turn the speed off, but definitely the bumping and rubbing I can turn off because insurance don't want to pay for that.
And how about you? What's your opinion of your driving skills on the real road?
My driving record would show otherwise, so.
So when is your race that you're competing in? Do you know what day and time people can expect to watch that?
It is tomorrow. I think we start qualifying at 9 and the real race is at 3 or 2 o'clock sometime.
Okay, sounds good. Is there anybody you guys would like to say hi to out there, or any sponsors anybody you need to give a shout out to?
I'll give a shout out to all my sponsors: DVC, Top 6 Racing, Elka, Moose, Baronpool Construction, Can-Am, Whalen Tunes, Double E Shocks, and Tire Spines.
Awesome, guys. Good luck out there with your race.
Thank you.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Visions Week at MidAmerica Outdoors. We're just outside of Jay, Oklahoma today. I'm Tara Hunter, and I'm here with Jay Aiken. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. I'm excited to be out here. It's a great opportunity to come out here and race.
Awesome, Jay. How long have you been racing?
I have been racing probably 5 or 6 years on and off, either racing or co-driving, or just going to events and helping. I just love the environment and get to go out and have a good time. So.
Awesome. Would you say as your years progressed in your racing that you had any racers that maybe you looked up to as a good driver that inspired you to do what you're doing or to do better at it?
The original one would probably be Shannon Campbell. I mean, I've watched him for a long time in the rock crawling stuff and the speed thing, so that's probably going to be number one. Next one, which is weird, but I co-drive for him, is David Hartman. I look up to him because he's just a good friend and hell of a good racer, so.
Awesome. Definitely a lot of good guys and gals in the industry for sure. Can you tell us a little bit about your car? What size engine are you running? What size tires? You know, the basics that everybody's always curious about.
So this car is a 4800 car. Different rules than the Unlimited car, but we're running with the Unlimiteds. 37-inch Yokohama tires. It is a turnkey 427 stroked LS3. 3.0 King shocks. PRP seats, trailing arm, solid axle front and rear. So
nice, thank you. What would you say on this particular race course? You've had a chance to go out there and drive it a little bit. What is your favorite part about it, and what part do you think is going to challenge you out there during your race?
Well, as I was saying a moment ago, the step-ups off the short course kind of surprised me out pre-running. I almost took the wrong line and went on for a ride. So the most challenging part's going to be the dust, I have a feeling. So we went. I was following another racer pre-running up top, and you couldn't see anything. So we blew the corner.
Oh man, hopefully that doesn't happen during the race. Yeah. So you've been here for a few days now. What has been your favorite part about this park, aside from the racing?
The amenities. I mean, the general store, the laundry service, the shower houses, obviously the lazy river and the pool. I mean, you can't go wrong with there. But I think just the general Oklahoma feel. I mean, we're kind of a friendly state. So everybody that comes here, I feel they have a good time.
Awesome. Yeah, that pool is definitely awesome. I think a lot of drivers are going to be jumping in that as soon as they get done with their practicing. Is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to? Any sponsors, fans, friends, family, anything?
Custom Splice. I'm out here. I'll have the car out at their booth all weekend. Jimmy's 4x4, Schaefer's Oil, Derek Neal with Schaefer's Oil. I think it's the best stuff. I run it almost in everything in the car. See, we got to do this whole look at the car thing here because I don't do this all the time. Another organization, Warrior Built, Rugged Radio, Ultra Wheels, Willwood Brakes, GSM Motorsports, Yukon Gear and Axle. So that's some of them.
Awesome. Anybody he forgot, thank you for them.
Yeah. Tacky Sign Shop. That's it for now.
Awesome. Jay, thank you so much for doing the interview, and good luck out there, man. Hi guys, welcome to Visions Week at MidAmerica Outdoors. We're just outside of Jay, Oklahoma. I'm Tara Hunter and I'm here with Bailey Cole today. Bailey, you just got off the track out there. What's it like?
The course is awesome out here. It's a little tight for the 4400 cars, but man, we are racing the UTV2 and you can rip so fast out here. It's kind of like autocross, but for off-road. Such an awesome track and such an awesome venue. It's great out here.
Awesome. Bailey, a lot of times the viewers would love to know about the tires, the engine, stuff like that. You got any specs about the car that you can share with us?
Yeah, so this is a Trent Fabrication chassis with a CBM LSX, Spider Trax axles, Yukon drive shafts, 40-inch Nitto tires. This car is really built to go over everything. It's pretty amazing. VP fuel to get the car running.
Obviously, you have a need for speed and challenge and stuff like that. Are you able to keep that focus just on the course, or do you find that even when you're driving out on the roads, every turn out there is a challenge just for fun for you?
I've been really lucky to get to race for a lot of my life, so I get to kind of get all that speed out on the track and try to not do that on the road. I have gotten 1 or 2 speeding tickets, which isn't a good thing, and I've done really good recently in not doing that.
And how long have you been racing, Bailey?
I believe this is my 9th or 10th year. I started when I was 14, right before my 15th birthday, so before I even got my learner's permit.
Are there any drivers out there that have helped you grow or that you look up to, whether it's the way that they go about their race programs or the way that they drive and things? You know, all little kids have somebody that they look up to, or maybe another driver or something that they're learning some skills from. Do you have any favorites out here in the industry?
Yeah, that's honestly what has helped me become the driver I am today. I've had a lot of great teachers. My dad obviously taught me a lot when I was very young, from early in the rock crawlers, just keeping the cars together, being smooth. Chris Ridgway, he was also a lot of fun. I raced a couple years with Ricky Johnson, and he gave me a couple pointers as he was kind of kicking my butt out there, but you learn a thing or two even losing.
And you've got some wins under your belt for this year. How do you know where that threshold is on the speed, yet being able to maintain your car throughout the race?
So one of the biggest lessons I've had to learn is just to check up and do everything you know you can do. Everybody can go really fast out there, but it's about making it all the way through the race. And that's one of the hardest lessons to learn with these cars, because they're capable of doing just about anything you want to do. So you just kind of have to learn to back it off a little bit and keep the car together and go fast out there.
Awesome. And what are you enjoying about the event other than getting to race? There's a lot of cool stuff here. What's been your favorite about this park?
Oh, we've gone to basically every concert out here. It's been awesome music. They have the lazy river, the pools. We're sleeping in a nice cabin. Like, this park is just incredible. It truly is like an off-road resort.
Awesome. Is there anybody out there you'd like to give a shout out to, or any sponsors or anything you need to mention?
Got to thank the friends and family that helped me get here. My awesome crew, my dad, Ken's my girlfriend, Yukon, Spider Trax, Nitto, Vision, 4WP, VP Race Fuels, all the amazing partners that helped me get here. I really couldn't do it without them.
So what day and time are you going to be out there racing? When can we expect to see you?
So I'm racing basically all my races on Friday, and it's going to be a pretty busy day. We're going to qualify the UTV at 10 a.m. and then followed up with this girl, and then 2 p.m. is the main races. So I'll start at UTV and follow it up with racing 4400. It'll be a good day.
Awesome, Bailey. We look forward to seeing you out there. Good luck. Hi guys, welcome to Visions Week at MidAmerica Outdoors, just outside of Jay, Oklahoma. I'm Tara Hunter, and I'm here with John Mole today. John, you just got off the track, man. How's it out there?
It's a pretty amazing track, honestly. I've never driven anything like it. The closest thing that comes to mind is probably the Bluegrass in Kentucky, but this is to a much bigger scale, and you can get a lot quicker around the big whoops and the big hills, so it's pretty amazing.
Awesome. How long have you been racing?
My first race in Ultra 4 was in 2017, I believe. I had an old straight axle car and worked my way up. I've had this car for almost exactly 1 year. I think I've had 2 or 3 races on it. So this is really the first race that I've been able to, drift around corners and swing it around, and really, that's what it was purpose built for. And so it's good to actually use it for that.
Awesome. And what attracted you to Ultra 4 racing?
I've always been in off-road. I've had Jeep since I was in the military, 17, 18 years old, and this is kind of the ultimate off-road experience, so something I had to do.
Nice. Are there any specifics that you can give your fans out there about your car, your engine, your wheels, anything like that those people just love to know about and compare?
I've got a Thompson Motorsports 448 LS7. It's a tall deck. It's got a Gearworks transmission, an Atlas transfer case, Gearworks third, Spider Tracks housings, King shocks, of course, Nitto tires, and Raceline wheels.
Awesome. Have you had a chance to make it to any other concerts while you've been here?
So we got here last night pretty late, and the first thing we did was go eat something, and we went to go watch Everclear play. So we caught just as they were starting is when we got here.
Love it. Everybody's got a talent, that helps. Those musicians are great. They're very skilled at what they do. I imagine you're pretty skilled at what you do. What would you say is your biggest attribute that helps you with these races?
Probably just always doing like daredevil-y cut stuff, not really being scared to roll the car or go too fast or anything.
Love it. And when are you going to be racing?
This weekend we race tomorrow. I think we started like 10 o'clock. Our qualifying's at 10 and then the main's at 2.
Awesome. Well, good luck out there, and thanks for stopping by with us. Have fun.
Welcome, world. We are here back for another day here at Visions at the MidAmerica Outdoor Off-Road Park. I am Miles Hasselquist, and we are about to kick off the Ultra 4 Endurance UTV Qualifying. They'll run the entire short course, plus they'll go up and around the bouncer hills and then drop down that far V-notch, and then they'll run the entire short course for today's qualifier. So I'm going to guess they're going to be just shy of 3 minutes for a qualifying lap. Looks like up first is going to be Cody Miller, number 3, a heavy hitter out of Texas. Behind him is going to be Hunter Miller, Bailey Cole. We've got a stacked field today. I believe we have $21 racers in UTV Endurance for the Ultra 4 Racing. We'll be live racing at 2 p.m., starting with the UTVs. Later on the day, they will run a hybrid course. They'll run most of the short course, and then they'll go out back for another mile loop that has a drag race across a 500-yard wide-open field into the trees. And it's a really cool, super windy, super tight, lots of trees back there, lots of rocks. It's going to be a fun fast. I was talking to Nathan Wolfe earlier. He's normally I was talking to Paul Wolfe. He's a bouncer in the UTVs, and he is actually going to race with us here today, so we'll be excited to see. And he thinks during the race it's going to be a 5-minute lap. So we should be kicking off here shortly with Cody Miller. Cody and Hunter Miller race King of the Hammers quite a bit, so it'll be super exciting to see how that plays out. Visions is hosted at MidAmerica Outdoors Park just outside of Jay in northeast Oklahoma, spanning over 1,500 acres, and it's a premier riding and racing park that is extremely family-friendly. The amazing amenities here include cabins, bathhouses, RV sites, dry camping, laundry room, power wash station, open-air bars, game areas, pools, lazy river, live music, and much, much more. Jay, Oklahoma's population is roughly 2,500 people. The elevation here is 1,000 feet. Grand Lake is just down the road and is in the foothills of the Ozark Mountain Range and covers over 46,000 acres. The short course has a ton of elevation change, lots of huge rolling turns, big jumps. Short course is right at 2 miles, but like I said, we're going to add another mile in the back. We need to thank Dennis Anderson Extreme Monster Truck Experience, Hammer King Productions, Ultra 4 Racing, National Rock Racing Association, Pro Rock Racing, and MAO Racing. along with all of our wonderful vendors, our partners down in Vendor Village: Fuelworks, Maxxis, Evolution Power Sports, Gage, HMF, Oklahoma Ford Dealers, Raceline Wheels, Rugged Radios, Texas Motorworks, 360 Rafts, Moto Race Tire, the Off-Road Syndicate, Rigid, and Ultimex Belts. So please support who supports the sport. Without these wonderful sponsors, we would not be racing here today during Visions at the MidAmerica Outdoors Park. So again, a huge shout out to Jason Robinette and his whole entire crew. This place is absolutely phenomenal for its first inaugural. And off the line is getting ready to take off is going to be Cody Miller. Be interesting to see how this shakes out. So Cody Miller out on his qualifying run, just over a 2-mile short course. He's in the roller coaster section as we speak. So Cody Miller out running strong, trying to get a good qualifying run. Qualifying is going to be extremely important here. They will race on adjusted time later on this afternoon. They will take off in 5-second increments, so they are racing their own time, but they'll all take off within a couple minutes. Try to spread them out just a little bit with the dust we're going to be fighting later on today. Cody Miller trying to make a fast, smooth run, and he'll go up and around the bouncer hills as we speak. Of our live FPV drones flying around. And then it's a drag race on that gravel paved road. And then he's going to drop right down here down a V-notch. Pretty steep, lots of big ledges. But it's not too terrible. So Cody Miller still running strong out for his qualifying run. We've got 21 UTVs this morning. This feed is live on ultra4racing.com/live, or you can go to the King of the Hammers Facebook pages and hit the share button, start a watch party. There are lots of ways. I know all the Rock Bouncer pages are sharing it, as well as MidAmerica Outdoors on their Facebook pages. So get on there and check it out. The Hammer King production crew has done an amazing job all week long, and today is all about Ultra 4 Racing. So Cody Miller still running strong out on course as he goes through the concrete spillway. This is going to be a little tricky. They raced here yesterday, but most of the Ultra 4 cars will not race on that later on today. We are going to try to run one car on the course at a time. Unless we start running low on time, then we'll send another car out later on. We got 12 4400 cars later on today that'll be racing with us. A lot of heavy hitters in that class. But Cody Miller's running strong, trying to get my timing figured out. So we do have a time for Cody Miller. It's 3:02.876. So Cody Miller, fastest time of the day, first time of the day with a 3:02.876. So up next, I believe, is going to be Hunter Miller, number 1. Cody's brother. They are both heavy hitters in this class. They've raced King of the Hammers with us a few years. Their first year was just a couple years ago at King of the Hammers, and they were leading this race, doing an amazing job. So Hunter Miller out on course for his just over 2-mile short course qualifying run. Hunter Miller hitting the roller coaster section as we speak. So Hunter Miller running strong. And they watered the course quite a bit, so some of these corners are a little slick. They're having to feather through. And the elevation changes here at MidAmerica Off-Road Park are absolutely phenomenal. This used to be a 42-acre ski lake. They blew out the dam and built an amazing short course. They used to just run around the lake, and it was just a big loop, but they blew out the dam and built just a premier short course race. And if you're back home, you want to keep up with the timing, you can go to escoremx.com and click on the Visions link. Go to live results, and that's what I'm watching on my screen. The whole crew here at MidAmerica Outdoors has been absolutely a pleasure to work with all week long. We've been here for over a week getting things all set up, and it was been an amazing week. We started out in town with a barbecue competition and a car show. Then had Diamond Rio play in town. Sunday we kicked it off with live show with the pit bike races. And we've had the motocross stunt show almost every single day. Monday we had the 170 youth class running. And then we had the rodeo that night, and then we had Trace Atkins on the main stage. Looks like we're going to be sending out 2 cars at a time. Wednesday and Thursday we had the Rock Bouncers. We had Saving Abel, Puddle of Mud, and Everclear on the stage. So out on course going out now is Bailey Cole, number 13. Out of Prescott, Arizona. And a Jeff Proctor Honda. Fox Shocks, VP Racing Fuels. Racing for Factory Honda. Bailey Cole's fresh off his Ultra 4 win in Montana for the Big Sky 200. We should get a time for Hunter Miller here very soon. We'll see if he can bump out his brother. And the time for Hunter Miller is going to be a 3:02.298, so less than a half a second faster than his brother, so almost identical times for Cody and Hunter Miller. But Hunter Miller did squeak him out by a half a second. But now we're watching Bailey Cole. Action today. Be sure to tune in, ultra4racing.com/live. Get on the King of the Hammers Facebook page. Get on the King of the Hammers YouTube channel. Start a watch party. Hit that share button. We'll be live going on all day. We will take a short break right around lunchtime and be kicking off the UTV Endurance hour-and-a-half race at 2 p.m. Central Time. So be sure to block that out this afternoon. Can't think of a better thing to do on a Friday to do some Ultra 4 racing. Bailey Cole still pushing strong as he comes down that V-notch where the Rock Bouncers came down. This is qualifying for the UTV Endurance race later on this afternoon. Our fast times are right at that 3:02 mark by Hunter and Cody Miller. The Miller brothers are always fast, so I guess 3 minutes earlier. I think it's going to be right around there for the fastest time. And then I'm going to guess about a 5:30 when we add the backwood sections for the fastest lap. Because we had a 2:20 yesterday during the UTV race, which was short course only, so I think we can add another 2 or 3 minutes back in the woods. So we're still watching Bailey Coles. He's running strong in that factory Honda Jeff Proctor machine. Fox Shocks really helping out. Brandon Grapevine just took off, chasing some of Bailey Cole's dust. So Brandon Grapevine out of Veneta, Oklahoma, running a Polaris. But we should be getting a time for Bailey Cole here in just a few seconds. How is he going to shape up against the Miller brothers? We're about to find out. So Bailey Cole with a 3:16.964. That's still a very, very solid run. Just about 14 seconds off the pace of the Miller brothers. But the Miller brothers, this is what they do. So now we're watching Brandon Grapevine. Does not. So that's definitely going to play its toll. So that's a super great run by Bailey Cole with a naturally aspirated motor and that factory Honda machine. The Honda Talon looked good out on course, but Brandon Grapevine, as we speak, out of Veneta, Oklahoma, part of the MidAmerica Outdoor team, MRT tires, G4 suspension, aftermarket assassins, NEO diesel services. And I believe I just heard Mr. James Cantrell take off. Out of Simpsonville, Kentucky. Running his Polaris Razor, Mad Ram 11, Dynojet, Super ATV, and Moto Race tires. So Brandon Grapevine on screen, just making it down the concrete spillway. I was watching James Cantrell yesterday during practice, and he was looking pretty fast. So I suspect this is right up his alley. I think he'll get faster during the race with the woods out back. He was having some clutch issues yesterday, so he was going to get that dialed in. We should be getting a time for Brandon Grapevine here shortly. So Brandon Grapevine with a 3:04. What a great run for him. 3:04.571 for Brandon Grapevine. But now we're watching James Cantrell, number 502 out of Simpsonville, Kentucky, racing for Mad Ram 11. We're on his we're on his Facebook channel as well. James Cantrell's main sponsor, Mr. Cole Shirley. He's been in the off-road business for a long time. If you haven't checked out his Facebook page, you are missing out. One of the OG Rock Bouncer YouTube channels. Cole Shirley's a great, great guy. On the line now is going to be Cody Martin out of Gallatin, Tennessee, taking off. Running nitro racing parts, moto race tire, EBC brakes, all things UTV and competition LED. So Cody Martin out on course. His first Ultra 4 race was just a few months ago in Rush, Kentucky. But we're back on watching James Cantrell having a pretty smooth run going, it looks like, as he's getting ready to hit that off-camber super steep concrete spillway that used to be part of this 42-acre skiing lake. So we are watching Cody Martin as we speak. So we do have two cars on course at a time. It's going to be a little tricky, but I'll do my best to keep everything flowing. Coming around the Jumbotron turn, James Cantrell slides a little wide, but keeps her going. So we'll get a time for Mr. James Cantrell here very shortly. James Cantrell moves into that fourth position with a 3:12. James Cantrell with a 3:12.348. So on course right now is Cody Martin out of Gallatin, Tennessee. He's been racing Ultra 4 for just a couple races now. On the line next is the 278. That's Devin Smith. He's fresh off his win at the Red Bull Mountain Hare Scramble, and he won a Polaris Razor that he just picked up on the way to this race.
Good. See you guys. Yep, likewise.
So Devin Smith still running strong. So Devin Smith is on course for his just over 2 mile qualifier, but we are watching Cody Martin as we speak. So we have Devin Smith and Cody Martin on course at the same time, so we'll get a time for Cody Martin here shortly. The number 296, Cody Martin out of Gallatin, Tennessee. There are a ton of turns, a ton of jumps as Cody Martin comes around the last corner. So Cody Martin gets a 3:05.831. 3:05.831 for Cody Martin. So on screen now is Devin Smith. On the line next is Mr. Paul Wolfe. He entered the Rock Bouncer UTV event just a couple of days ago. Paul Wolfe out of Brighton, Illinois in his Can-Am, and he had a smoking run going until he got a little high-centered, so he's not used to this short course racing, but he's going to give it a shot and have some fun with it. As Devin Smith on screen. Having a good run as he goes up and around. And here's where that little split lane is. Having a good run. So off the line is Mr. Paul Wolfe. I'm pretty excited to see how this shakes out. This guy's fast in the Rock Bouncer. A little new to the short course. His brother Nathan Wolfe won the Oklahoma Nationals just a year ago. So he's running good. It'll be fun to see how this is. So we've got Adam Shearer in the house. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, we're doing great. This is, I tell you what, this is our first time at this park, and this is absolutely amazing. We've only been here for a little bit, and we're just blown away.
Yeah, so I've been here a week now, and every day I see something new. This place is absolutely amazing. I mean, we have been to a lot of off-road parks, done a lot of cool stuff. This place is blowing my mind.
Absolutely, yes. Definitely to come back here more.
Well, thanks again, Adam Shearer. Good to see you, buddy. So we'll get a time for Devin Smith. Devin Smith just throws down the fastest time of the day with a 3:01.254. So he's fresh off his win at the Red Bull Mountain Scramble, and he just shows them why. What a great run from Devin Smith. And out on course we're watching now is Mr. Paul Wolfe. And up next, his brother Nathan Wolfe is going to throw down. So the Miller brothers went back-to-back, and now the Wolfe brothers are going to go back-to-back. So Paul Wolfe and Nathan Wolfe are both out of Brighton, Illinois, both part of Team Can-Am, running the MRT tires, HCR Racing Evolution Power Sports, and NOST suspension. But on screen right here is Paul Wolfe. He's more into the rock bouncing side of things, but he figured he'd give the endurance a little shot. And I was talking this morning, he was hoping the course would be harder because he likes the hill shooting style compared to the short course like his brother Nathan. But he's going to come out here and have some fun. There are definitely some good old boys out of Illinois. So Paul Wolfe, just a few more turns, a few more jumps, as Nathan Wolfe is running strong. And if any of you drivers want to come up after your qualifying run and have a chat with me, I would absolutely love that. We will be qualifying the 4400 class after this. So we should be getting a time for Paul Wolfe. One last turn to go. For not being a short course guy, Paul Wolfe is really throwing down a good time, it looks like. Paul Wolfe just set down the new fastest lap by over 10 seconds. A 2:49.625 for Paul Wolfe. What a smoking run. I mean, that's over 10 seconds faster than the Miller brothers, faster than Devin Smith. Paul Wolfe just threw down one heck of a time in that Can-Am. So right now we're watching his brother Nathan Wolfe, who is more adept to the short course. So I wonder if Paul was messing with me a little bit, saying he doesn't like the short course because that guy's fast. This is qualifying for later on today during Visions Week here at MidAmerica Outdoor. This is Ultra 4 UTV Endurance Racing. We are qualifying for later on today. We will start the UTVs at 2 p.m. Central Time. So we've been qualifying for, just over 20 minutes now. We're just shy of halfway through the UTV pack. Off the line now is Levi Metzinger, number 823. Levi Metzinger's been racing with us for a little bit. So I've got John Mole here. You're getting ready to qualify up in the 4400 class. How you feeling, buddy?
Good. It's a great course.
Yeah, so you're just kind of up here soaking it all in, seeing the lap times, checking out the lines. You had a little bit of overheating issues yesterday, but it sounds like you got that figured out.
Yep. We added coolant to it, burped it, and seems to be doing okay now.
Well, I'll let you kind of get in your little game zone. We should get a time for Nathan Wolfe here shortly. Over the G-Force launch. So Nathan Wolfe is going to be able to bump out his brother. Nathan Wolfe slips into that second position. So 8 seconds slower than his brother with a 2:57.299. So Nathan Wolfe, so the Wolfe brothers 1-2, then it's Devin Smith, then the Miller brothers. We've got some fast cars out there today that will be racing. So Levi Metzinger out on course now. Up next, Jamie Mccoy, and I believe we'll have an on-car camera with Jamie Mccoy. Jamie Mccoy is fast in the woods. He had a little mix-up yesterday during the UTV short course race. Hung her a little wide and clipped the K-rail and tore up the car pretty good, so he hopped in his other car, and he'll be qualifying today. He's not in love with short course. He likes it. He loves the woods. You put a woods course in like in Tennessee, Jamie McCoy's the one to beat. So we have Nathan Wolfe. We're on screen as we speak in his Can-Am out of Brighton, Illinois. So off the line now, Jamie Mccoy out of Kingsport, Tennessee, heading out for his 2-mile short course qualifying run. But on screen right now is Levi Metzinger. Number 823 running a strong race. Hitting the G-Force launch. Getting ready to hit the Jumbotron turn. On screen now will be Mr. Jamie Mccoy. But Levi Metzinger pops into 7th position with a 3:05.637. So a strong showing for Levi Metzinger, but we are watching Jamie Mccoy as we speak. Up next will be Philip Poe, number 6, out of Tupelo, Mississippi. Part of G-Force Technologies, MRT Tires, Jamie Mccoy Racing and Development, and all things UTV. Here's our top 5 leaderboard, and we are riding on board with Mr. Jamie Mccoy. How cool is that? The Hammer King production crew is doing an amazing job. Take it live, shooting it to the internet. We've got a big crew out here bringing you this live coverage. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Guys and gals are enjoying it as much as we are. Again, I'm Miles Housequist, and we appreciate each and every one of you all over the world and here on site for tuning in. Ultra4Racing.com/live. So off the line, I just hear Philip Poe taking off. Jamie Mccoy hits the split line right there and takes the faster left line, I believe. Hitting the G-Force tabletop. Jamie Mccoy coming down the concrete spillway as we speak. So fastest time of the day is Paul Wolfe with a 2:49.625. I was guessing that 3-minute mark, and I was wrong. Jamie Mccoy hitting the Jumbotron turn, one last turn, and the flag is out. So we'll go to time for Jamie Mccoy. Jamie McCoy just moves into 2nd position with a 2:55.099. He'll be very happy with that. Later on today, this race will be on adjusted time. They will take off in 5-second increments. On the line next is number 182. That is Heath Taylor with James King riding shotgun. I've seen a lot of not a lot of co-drivers running in this race today. Most of them are choosing to save the weight. But on screen, Philip Poe. Heath Taylor patiently awaiting. Heath Taylor out of Pea Ridge, Arkansas. Has Arco Excavation and Paving, Family Rental, G-Force, 4-Wheel Concepts, Freedom Power Sports. So today is all about Ultra 4 racing, but it's not over today. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. we do the Bouncer and UTV knockout races right here on the short course. That's going to be a sight to see. 2 p.m. will be the downhill Barbie Jeep races. And then afternoon, evening, we send it back to Dennis Anderson and company. He'll have 10 of his best friends out on the course running Monster Jam Freestyle. Scott Douglas will be calling the shots for that. And then King Sling, Weston Anderson will be trying to world record jump, hitting at the jump at 90 miles an hour, trying to jump over 200 feet to end out the Visions week. So we're watching Philip Poe as we speak, but Heath Taylor and James King just took off for their 2-mile qualifying run, getting thing all set up for later on today. Cool backstory with Heath Taylor and James King. They'll be co-driving in the UTVs and then hopping straight out of there, and then James King will hop in Quentin Hilburn's car, and Heath Taylor will co-drive for him, so they're both playing double duty. They'll have this course figured out. Philip Poe, we'll get a time on him shortly. Philip Poe just throws down a 3:19.243. I believe qualifying is going to be extremely important today because the dust will be an issue later on because we can't water the back section. We can water the infield, but it's going to be interesting. They will take off in 5-second increments. This race will be on adjusted time. But they're only taking off in 5-second increments, so they'll take off all of them within a couple minutes. So it'll be pretty easy to keep track of. But we have this amazing scoring system that'll help me keep everything honest. On screen is Heath Taylor. So Heath Taylor on screen. So Heath Taylor on screen. Number 18, Callaway on taking off for his run. Heath Taylor hitting the G-Force launch, hitting the Jumbotron turn. We'll get a time for him here shortly. So Heath Taylor just threw down a 3:39, so a little off pace, but the car still looks good, so he should still be running strong later on in today's race. Remember, this race is on adjusted time, so starting out first only helps you with dust, only helps you with bottlenecks, so if you can do a conservative qualifying run, you're still looking good. On screen now, I believe, is number 18, Callaway. Up next will be Justin Barth. Number 417. He'll be racing double duty today. He'll be racing his UTV this morning. Or he'll be racing his UTV, and then he'll race his 4800 Jimmy's chassis in the unlimited class later on today. So Callaway getting a little slideways there, running a strong, fast pace. So Justin Barth out of Springfield, Missouri, running the Arturo tires. Taking off. Number 18, Callaway's got a really good run under his belt. That may be a Greaves-built car out of Wisconsin. Justin Barth taking off as we follow him with our FPV Believe Cam drone. This is qualifying for later on today for the Ultra 4 UTV Endurance Race. So number 18, Callaway, will get a time for him, and it's going to be fast. Sorry, it's Caraway, number 18, with a 2:57.135, puts him in third position. $2:57.135 for Caraway. number 18, out of Blue Ridge, Texas. On the line now is 7665, Chris McDaniel. Another Arkansas boy out of Pea Ridge, running as Polaris, Arco, Fuelworks, Centerpoint Contractors. Justin Barth on screen. He's been racing Ultra 4 for a very long time. He's been racing UTV for quite a while and just stepped up into the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class just a little while ago. Had some pretty good runs with it, and he'll be racing that later on today. They will be racing for an hour and a half later on today, so it's not a lap count. It's race as much as you can in an hour and a half and put as many laps under your belt as you can. So Chris McDaniel off and running, but we're still following Justin Barth, number 417 out of Springfield, Missouri, running the Arturo tires. As he launches down that concrete spillway. That's a pretty sketchy little area because it's off camber. You're jumping left to right. It's really steep, and then you hit there. There's not a whole lot of traction. So Chris McDaniel getting a little hang time at the G-Force launch. Here comes Justin Barth around the Jumbotron turn. So we'll get a time for him. So Justin Barth moves into 14th position with a 3:19. On course right now is Chris McDaniel, 7665 out of Pea Ridge, Arkansas. Up next is Cameron Martin. I believe his brother Cody Martin ran earlier. So Cameron Martin is getting ready to take off. We had Cody Martin earlier today. The Martin brothers out of Gallatin, Tennessee. So on screen, we're still chasing down Chris McDaniel. Patiently awaiting to take off is Cameron Martin. He has NRP, MRT, all things UTV, Top LED, and Trinity Racing helping him get to the start line. This is qualifying on a 2-mile amazing short course here at MidAmerica Outdoor, part of Visions Week. Today is all about Ultra 4 racing. So Cameron Martin taking off as we're still watching Chris McDaniel. Number 7665, Chris McDaniel on screen, up and over the concrete spillway. We are qualifying during Visions Week for the Ultra 4 UTV Endurance Race. You can catch us once again in just a couple weeks up in Sturgis, South Dakota. We will be running an Ultra 4 race during Bike Week at the Buffalo Chip, so be sure to tune in just a couple weeks. I'll get home, hang out with the family for about a week, and then head up to Bike Week. Kid Rock will be playing the Sunday after us. So we'll get a time for Chris McDaniel here shortly. Chris McDaniel just throws down a 3:19. Puts him currently in 15th position. I believe we had 22 UTVs, and we'll have 12 Ultra 4 cars. So we're chasing down Cameron Martin with that Believe Cam FPV drone. Again, thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in here on site and all over the world for Visions Week here at MidAmerica Outdoor Off-Road Park. Up next is number 311. That's Dustin Robbins, Mr. all things UTV himself, patiently awaiting. He was supposed to race yesterday, but I noticed he didn't. Not sure what happened with his other car, but he's got his endurance car out there ready. He's raced a fair amount of short course. He's raced a fair amount of Ultra 4 racing. So Cameron Martin out of Gallatin, Tennessee, still running strong with those NRP, MRT, all things UTV, Top LED, and Trinity Racing. And off the line, I hear that Can-Am take off. Mr. Dustin Robbins out of Decatur, Alabama. All things UTV. He is all things UTV and Vision Wheels. So still fastest time of the day is still Mr. Paul Wolfe with a 2:49, then Jamie Mccoy with a 2:55, Caraway with a 2:57, Nathan Wolfe with a 2:57, 2:99, so just 1/10 of a second between Caraway and Wolfe. Devin Smith with a 3:01, Hunter Miller with a 3:02, Cody Miller with a 3:02, Grapevine with a 3:04, Metzinger with a 3:05, and rounding out the top 10, Cody Martin with another 3:05. So it's a pretty tight pack. Just 15 seconds spread out the top 10. Here comes Cameron Martin around the corner. We'll get a time for him here very shortly. Cameron Martin and chasing down his brother Cody Martin's time. We'll see how they shake up. Cameron Martin with a 3:05.002. So barely beats his brother by a half a second. That's some good racing. So out on course right now, we are watching Mr. Dustin Robbins, Mr. All Things UTV himself. Spencer Modlin next on course. Number 116, Spencer Modlin getting ready to take off after Dustin Robbins' run. So a great shot from our amazing Hammer King production crew. Number 311, Dustin Robbins. It's been such an amazing week here at MidAmerica Outdoors. There's been live music, there's been racing, there's been a rodeo, we still have the Barbie Jeep, we still have the knockout race, and we have a Monster Jam freestyle. What else could you ask for? So Dustin Robbins really running strong as he hits that concrete spillway. Coming down that off-camber steep turn. So out on course, just taking off, is Spencer Modlin. Dustin Robbins getting ready to come up the G-Force tabletop. One more Jumbotron turn, and he'll be getting the checkered flag for his qualifying run, getting everything set up for later on today for the hour-and-a-half endurance race. Dustin Robbins with a 3:04. So that puts him in the top 9 for now. She'll have a few more cars to go. So we are watching Spencer Modlin right now out on course. Up next is Mr. Zach Tanner. Number 67 getting ready to take off. But we are watching Spencer Modlin as we speak out on this 2-mile short course race. We did add that little section where you go up and around the bouncer hills. But later on today, we're going to go behind the racetrack, go up the knockout track, and then add a mile that's got about a 500-yard drag race across an open field, and then it pinches down to a single lane through the woods, down a little rocky creek section, lots of trees. It's going to be some pinballing going on back in the woods. And then we go up and above the Monster Jam Mega Truck Thunder Alley section. A couple split lines there, and then we'll drop right back in just on the other side of the concrete spillway to make it right at a 3-mile endurance course. Normally our endurance races are quite a bit longer, but we wanted to keep the cars in front of the camera during Visions Week. So we just sent out Zach Turner, number 67, as we're waiting for Spencer Molden to come around. Sounded like Zach was spitting and sputtering just a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully it clears out. Sounds like it's got her cleared out. So here comes Spencer Molden around the Jumbotron. We'll get a time for him here shortly. Spencer Molden with a 3:04. Puts him in that top 9 position for now. So Zach Turner out on course as our FPV Believe Cam drone tries to chase him down, and we are on screen with Mr. Zach Turner. How cool is that? We've just added that. We tested that in Montana, and it worked amazing. And it's going to be tricky to work it here and there with the cell coverage and whatnot, but here at MidAmerica, it's working great. So number 67, Zach Turner. Up next is going to be the 101 of Todd Beckett. But Zach Turner is who we're riding with and watching out on course. It's cool to see the in-car and the above-car. He's getting ready to hit this little split section. Everybody keeps hitting that left line. It's a lot smoother, but off the line goes Mr. Todd Beckett out of Pineville, Kentucky. CA Tech, MRT, Top Gun Fab, System 3 Wheels, and MFN Performance help him get through this race. But Zach Turner's getting ready to come around just a couple more turns, one more tabletop, and we'll get a time for Zach Turner. So number 67, Zach Turner, going around the Jumbotron as we speak. So we'll get a time for Mr. Zach Turner. So we're chasing down Todd Beckett as we speak, and I don't see Zach Turner's time popping up. I do apologize. With a 2:56 from Zach Turner. So that is super fast. So Zach Tanner with a 2:56. That should put him roughly in the top 5. Oh, there he pops in. That puts him in 3rd position with a 2:56, 2:31. I believe Caleb Broker just took off. Number 991 out of Berryville, Arkansas. And he goes wide and takes a huge bicycle, but saved it. We're watching Todd Beckett. Sorry, was watching the course. Huge bicycle. So we're still chasing down Todd Beckett out of Pineville, Kentucky. So the number 101, Todd Beckett, should have a great turn here very shortly. So Todd Beckett moves into 6th position with a 3-minute .904. So now we're watching Caleb Broker out of Berryville, Arkansas. Just another UTV or two to go, and then we'll be kicking out the 4,400 Unlimited class. So last but certainly not least, the number 492 will be taking off here shortly. So we're watching Caleb Broker on screen. So off the line, last but not least, is the 492 out of William Thomas. So we have Caleb Broker and William Thomas out on course as we speak. So these are our last two UTVs for qualifying. Then we'll kick out the 4,400 Unlimited cars. We'll give them a sight lap, and I've got Nathan Wolfe here sitting with me. So after we get done qualifying, we'll have a fun chat with him. So Nathan Wolfe, you got bumped into 5th position. Your brother Paul's on the pole. How you feeling about that?
I figured he'd lay it down. He's pretty hard-headed and runs real hard in the early stages, and he's always been a good qualifier, so I'm kind of more laid back and take what I can get and just go to work at the race.
So he's more of a rock bouncer guy, and he called you the short course guy, so he's got a little bit of bragging rights on you now, doesn't he?
Yeah, we're not exactly in a short course car right now. We're in a kind of a, I guess my Ultra 4 car, so it's got a little more suspension travel, so it gets a little more roll in the corners, and we're running a different tire setup and stuff just for the endurance part of it so we can survive the rocks.
So speaking about the rocks, what do you think of that back course section that we haven't seen yet on the live feed?
It was really rocky early on, but it's gotten beat in pretty good. It's got a nice trail in it. There's some dirt coming up, so it's going to be interesting. There's some trees and stuff that we can kind of shoot through, and there's a couple lines that we found pre-running yesterday, but it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. Like I said, the rocks are going to be the biggest thing, is keeping tires on the car and not breaking anything.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, and you guys and gals will take off in 5-second increments. This race is on adjusted time. Was it 1 or 2 years ago you won in Oklahoma Nationals? That's just a year ago, right?
I actually won both years, but we made a mistake on some tire ball stuff the first year, and then last year we just ran empty tires, and we were able to pick up a win last year. So the course kind of suits my driving. Just the car worked really well due to all the sponsors and stuff that we got, and everything worked out right.
Well, Nathan Wolfe, I'll be excited to see you and your brother out there battling with the Miller brothers. I mean, I love the brother, the Wolfe brothers, the Miller brothers. That's going to be fun to watch. There's going to be a lot of action out on course.
Yeah, and we got the Martin brothers too, so it's going to be a battle, all right, and it should be good. I got, like I said, me and Paul are starting in front of them guys a little bit. Cody and Hunter together, and then I believe the Martin brothers are right there close together. So it's going to be just try a nutrition battle, try to get into the race first.
Yeah, we had Caleb Broker just finished his qualifying run with a 3:10, put him in 16th position, and now the 492 is going to be William Thomas, so we'll get a time for him. So William Thomas moves into 8th position with a 3:01, so very respectable. So I'll give you a quick rundown. Paul Wolfe with a 249.625. Jamie Mccoy with a 255.099. Zach Turner with a 256.231. Caraway with a 257. Nathan Wolfe that we're chatting with now with a 257.299. Todd Beckett with a 3-minute flat. Devin Smith with a 301. Thomas 301. Hunter Miller 302. Cody Miller 302. Grapevine 304. Maudlin 304. Robbins 304. Cody Martin 305. Metzinger 305. Martin 305. So here's three. So Cameron is in 14th position, and then Cody Martin in 16th position. Broker with that 310. Cantrell with a 312. Bailey Cole with a 316, Philip Poe with a 319, Justin Barr 319, McDaniel 319, and Heath Taylor with a 339. So we have 23 cars out on course. And I never did see Cash LaCroix. I saw his car head out there, but he took a pretty good tumble yesterday with it. Must not have been able to get it back going. So we'll take a short little break. Nathan, I appreciate it, and good luck out there, buddy.
Hey, thank you. Have a good day.
So while we have a quick break in the action, we're going to let the 4400 Unlimited class do a little sight lap as we get everything all set up for the rest of today's action. We will be doing qualifying for the 4400 Unlimited class here during Visions Week here at MidAmerica Outdoor Off-Road Park. So we've got, I believe, 12 4400 cars will be heading out for a sight lap as we speak on this 2-mile short course, getting everything set up for later on today. We go live racing at 2 p.m. Central Time with the UTVs for an hour and a half. They'll take off in 5-second increments. They'll race for an hour and a half straight and put in as many laps as they can. Visions is hosted at MidAmerica Outdoors Park just outside of Jay in northeast Oklahoma, spanning over 1,500 acres. It's a premier riding area and racing park that is extremely family-friendly. Amazing amenities including cabins, bathhouses, RV sites, dry camping, laundry room, power wash stations, open-air bars, game rooms, pools, the lazy river, live music, and much, much more. So a huge thanks to Jason Robinette and his entire crew here at MOA. And the MAO, MidAmerica Outdoor Pool, is for campers only. So if you're just getting the day pass, we apologize. You cannot go swimming. But if you're a camper, for zoning issues, but if you're a camper, come out and enjoy it. Jay, Oklahoma's population is roughly 2,500 people, and the elevation is 1,000 feet. Grand Lake is just down the road and is in the foothills of the Ozark Mountain Range that covers 46,000 acres. We've got a lot of great companies that came together to put this on. Dennis Anderson Extreme Monster Truck Experience, Hammer King Productions, Ultra 4 Racing, National Rock Racing Association, Pro Rock Racing, and MAO Racing. We also have to give some love to our sponsors up there in Vendor Village, so go make sure to check them out. We have Roxy with big merch up there. Go get some of the Ultra 4 swag. We got to give a huge shout out to Fuelworks, Maxxis, Evolution Power Sports, Gates, HMF, Oklahoma Ford Dealers, Raceline Wheels, Rugged Radios, Texas Motorsports, 360 Wraps, Moto Race Tire, the Off-Road Syndicate, Rigid, and Ultimax Belts. So please support who supports the sport. Without those amazing partners, we would not be able to put this show on here at Vision, so thank you. So while we let the 4400 Unlimited class do their sight lap, we have a quick chat with one of our racers, Mr. Chip Happ.
Hi guys, welcome to Visions Week, MidAmerica Outdoors, just outside of Jay, Oklahoma. I'm Tara Hunter, and I'm here with Chip McLaughlin today. How you doing, Chip?
Doing great. It's great to be out here. It's a great track, and I'm just happy to be racing.
Awesome. What class are you going to be racing in?
We're going to be in the 4400 Unlimited class tomorrow on Friday, Ultra 4.
Perfect. Have you had a chance to get out on the course yet?
We just did 6 laps, and it was amazing. We just got a new tire sponsor, Maxxis Tires. First time out and on the tires, and first time on a short course in a long time, and this was an amazing course.
Awesome. What do you feel like is going to be your strongest attribute that's going to help you out there and hopefully win this race?
Well, unlike all the other races we've had here this week, this is an endurance race. We're going to be racing for an hour and a half. it's not going to be a sprint like the guys that race today, where it's full out the whole time. We're going to have to pace ourselves. You can't win in the first lap. You win on the last lap. So we got to keep the cars together, keep them out of the trees, keep them out of the pond, Bailey, and just keep the tires down.
Awesome. So are you a one-man show, or do you have a whole crew that travels with you?
I'm just a little small part of the whole team. We've got probably 10 guys that come usually with us to the race. Diamond and Fry do most of the work all the time. Got Zandy, the team owner, and competitor too. And we have all the wives and come out. Mama Ange, Edie, Lori, Kristen, Nikita. I mean, I call it the rolling circus of Ultra Ford. We just have a blast and make it a friendly family deal.
Love it. And what attracts you to the Ultra 4 style of racing?
We see everything from rocks to jumps, short course, unfortunately mud sometimes. And I just like the people that we race with. We'll help anybody get back out on the track so we can beat them on the track. We don't want to beat them in the pits.
Love it. And would you say that your strong suit is more the high-speed stuff or the rocks?
I'm better in the rocks. I'm getting faster in the faster stuff. It takes a lot of skill to get through there. But like this course, it's got a little bit of everything. So you got to adjust on the fly. And with all of us being so close, I mean, you got to make instant decisions and live with whatever the decision is. So usually I'm pretty good at it unless chip happens and we make some fun.
Awesome, man. Is there anybody you need to give a shout out to?
Yeah, first, Rufus Racing, EcoStaff. EcoStaff's our main sponsor. Maxxis Tire, we just signed on with them for the rest of this year and for next year. And Chris Shaw and the Maxxis team here have been helping us out. We're going to be running the Maxxis Razors for this race and for the next 2 races. And Nightstick, Baja Design lights, and then mainly our crew. If it wasn't for the crew, we couldn't do this. I get to be in the limelight, and I'm probably the least one that does the least work.
Awesome. And what's your car number so we can be on the lookout for you?
Well, at the end, it's probably going to be the brown car, passing the brown car, but it's the number 4 Rufus Racing car.
Awesome, man. Good luck out there. Thank you. Hi, guys. Welcome to Visions Week, MidAmerica Outdoors just outside of Jay, Oklahoma. I'm Tara Hunter, and I'm here with Zandy Williams today. Zandy, how are you doing? This event is incredible.
Hey, this place is top notch. It's probably the best in the whole entire country, if not the world. It's really a nice place, nice facilities, nice accommodations. It's just unbelievable. So we're having a great time.
What are the kids and wives loving about this event?
The pool and it's just everything is just clean and nice, and the people are cool, and it's a fabulous place.
I love it. There's some resort style relaxing, yet there's still some dirty stuff going on behind us out here. Have you had a chance to get out on the track yet?
Oh yeah, we went out. We pre-ran about six or 7 laps. It's a nice course. There's a lot of ups and downs and a little bit of technical stuff going down in a few places and maybe up. Other than that, I mean, the course it's nice. It's phenomenal. It's going to be fun to race because you can pick and choose a few lines and go a little faster maybe.
I like it. Is there anybody out there on the course that you're really gunning for and you're like, man, I got to get up there. I got to be right there with them or beating them?
I'll tell you right now, every time I hit the course, there's only one person I'm trying to beat, and that's Chip.
Oh, love it. So obviously you got a need for speed.
That's right.
Whenever you're on the course, you're just out there giving it all you've got. Do you feel like you can turn that off when you get behind the wheel of your personal vehicle on the road, or is every corner a challenge for you?
Absolutely not. I can never turn it off. It's like I'm road raging, going down the highway just like everybody else. It's like it's a race. Whether you're on the course or you're on the street, get out of my way.
How long have you been racing, Zandy?
Only 2 years. Only 2 years. So I'm really new. I'm one of the old timers in the bunch, and my job on this team is to push Chip out of his comfort zone, because if an old guy beats him, then it's like, so that's where we're at right now. He's trying to beat me, and I'm trying to beat him.
Love it. What about your car do you think it is that's going to help you win this race?
You know, it's a Tribe chassis, it's a solid axle car, and the only difference is really the person behind the wheel. So If I'm racing Chip, I'm betting on me all day long.
Awesome, guys. Well, you heard it. Zandy's winning and Chip is losing. Good luck out there, man.
Looks like first up is going to be Mr. Jay Aiken out of Bigsby, Oklahoma. He's in a Jimmy's 4x4 straight axle chassis. He normally races in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. He's got a stroked LS3, Turbo 400, Hero TK, Spider Tracks, King Shocks, and PRP seats. Jay, Oklahoma's just a couple hours down the road. So this is qualifying for the 4400 Unlimited Ultra 4 racing class. We're going to start it off with Jay Aiken. I see Tad Dowker. I see Kevin Taylor, Chip McLaughlin, Tim Hooper, Cade Rod, James King, John Moll, Justin Barth, Zandy Willems, Dana Hale, and last but certainly not least, it looks like it's going to be Bailey Cole. So I believe we'll have 12. We should have 12 cars taking the qualifying course today. Have you guys gotten a hold of Carlisle telling this down? Yeah, if you guys want to mess with it, I'll let you. Are you hostile? I need this one. Big time. Fighting a little bit of technical difficulties. Looks like my Wi-Fi just went out, so I'm having my crew help me out here, so I do apologize about that, but we will be qualifying here very soon. Kicking it off with Mr. Jay Aiken out of Bigsby, Oklahoma. He's in a Jimmy's 4x4 straight axle machine, so you'll hear me say a lot about straight axle and IFS, and none other better to talk about. What's the difference between a straight axle and an IFS, Adam?
One costs a lot of money and one costs a lot of money.
So the straight axle, it's a live axle. So if you hit a rock with your right front, the left rear goes, or the left front goes down. The IFS is independent front suspension, so it can float over the rocks a little better. Well, give me the advantages and disadvantage of IFS versus straight axle.
I would say the IFS is definitely a lot faster in like an application like this, the short course stuff and desert racing and all that good stuff. It just moves a lot faster, a lot less moving mass. Rock crawling, you can't beat a solid axle car for rock crawling. So they both have their places, and they both do very well.
Yeah, I mean, we had Randy Slauson, our current Kings, in a straight axle. Last year it was Josh Blyler in a straight axle, so we really thought IFS was coming to take over, but those old boys can still drive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Adam. Can you do my phone too? Yeah. No, they just got another little Wi-Fi thing up there. Just getting everything sorted out on our end, making sure the track is safe. Looks like we're going to let Mr. Cash LaCroix qualify. He missed his qualifying spot because the car, I saw him drive down here, but it didn't sound right, and they were rebuilding axles and everything last night. So hopefully Cash LaCroix can get back and going. So Cash LaCroix, number 27 out of Alabama. Looks like he'll be running here shortly. He's in a single-seat RS1, and we saw him yesterday racing the short course race and hit that spillway pretty bad and tore up the car just a little bit. So great to see him get the car back and going. So Cash LaCroix, our last UTV racer. This young gun is 12 years old. He ran in the UTV bouncer class, ran in the big bouncer class at 12 years old, then did the short course run, and now the the Ultra 4 Racing UTV Endurance Race. Cash LaCroix all over the throttle as he hits that G-force launch. Great to see them get that car back here in action so Cash can qualify. See where he stacks up against the rest of the field. This young man has a bright, bright future in off-road racing. He goes up and around the bouncer hills that he was running just a few days ago. Cash LaCroix has a pretty good run going, it looks like. We'll see if he'll be able to bump out Paul Wolfe's fastest time of the day with a 2:49. And speaking about fast time, I'm not so sure the 4,400 cars can beat that 2:49 minute mark. It's going to be close, but these UTVs are really moving. They're really nimble in these tight sections. But we have a few of these cars that are sneaking up to 750 horsepower that'll be hitting the course here in just a little bit. So this is our last UTV for the Ultra 4 UTV Endurance Race. Cash LaCroix out on course. I believe you can also tune in on 97.7 today on your FM radio in your truck or back at camp. So Cash getting ready to hit that concrete spillway coming down. This is where he wiped out yesterday, so he's going to take it a little bit easy, it looks like. Better safe than sorry. Keep the car together. We've seen him earlier in the week in the rock bouncer sections. Great to see him playing with us here at Ultra 4 Racing. As he makes his last lap around the Jumbotron, spitting and sputtering just a little bit. But Cash LaCroix just got done with his qualifying run. Yep, thank you. So I'm trying right now. The race was over, so they closed. So since he came a little late to the line, I'm trying to see, but they had already closed out the scoring, so I don't have a time. I do apologize about that. Looked like a pretty good run. So I do apologize. I do not have Cash LaCroix's qualifying time. He was a little late to the party, but at least he'll get it in there. I'm sure they have it up at scoring. Again, I'm just down here calling what I can see. So again, I am Miles Hasselquist, and we are about to kick off 4,400 Unlimited Racing here for Ultra 4. Up first is going to be Mr. Jay Aiken. Running that 4800 Brannick Motorsports Lesenj car. That's a Jimmy's 4x4 chassis. It's got a stroked LS3 Turbo 400, Hero transfer case, Spider Trax axles, King shocks, and PRP. So we are on board with Mr. Jay Aiken out of Bigsby, Oklahoma. He's been racing with us for a few years. He runs around with David Hartman quite a bit. He's in that fun roller coaster section. So we got Mr. Dustin Robbins here. I believe you're top 10. Yeah, you're 13th position. So it is an adjusted time race. How you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I was a little under the weather yesterday and missed a lot of practice out here. I feel like, right there at top 13 without even being on the track, but about 3 laps and sick at that. But, tomorrow or, today is 2 o'clock. We'll show out.
It'll be a new day, so glad to. I hate you missed it yesterday, but glad to see you back in the car, Dustin, with Mr. All Things UTV.
That's right. Thanks, Miles. Good to see you.
So on screen is Jay Aiken, and on car, I believe next, yes, it's going to be Mr. Tad Dowker. Him and Chris Piva usually share driving duties, but Chris Piva is not here today. So Tad Dowker, number 906 out of Quidden, Michigan, North Shore Raceworks. He's in a Trent Fab chassis, LSX 454, Reed Turbo 400, Atlas transfer case, Spider Trax axles, Fox shocks, Mixie Compson tires, Raceline wheels, and Sparco seats. He bought this car. It's nicknamed Bambi. He bought it from Dave Cole and just a few years ago and been having a lot of fun with North Shore Racing. So up next is going to be Chris Piva. Tad Dowker. I'm going to get that messed up all day. I apologize. So we're still watching Jay Aiken take off, and now Mr. Tad Dowker takes the line. So Jay Aiken making quick work out there. He hits the G-Force tabletop. Jay Aiken still making a good work of this track. This is a 2-mile short course here at MidAmerica Outdoors Park. They are qualifying right now for later on this afternoon. They will be racing for an hour and a half straight, putting as many laps together as they can. During the race, we'll add a mile out back. They'll go up the knockout race course, do a 500-yard drag race to the woods, and then head down this little creek section. Lots of tight trees. So we'll see if we get a time for Mr. Jay Aiken here momentarily. So we're chasing down Tad Dowker as we speak in that Trent Fab 2-seat solid axle machine. Up next, number 4, Chip Happens McLaughlin. Trying to get my timing to update. Struggling just a little bit. So Tad Dowker out on screen. Offline now, number 4, Chip McLaughlin. Out of Corinth, Texas, part of Rufus Racing. He's in a Tribe 16 2-seat IFS chassis. LS motor, Turbo 400, Atlas transfer case, Spider Trax axles, Vision wheels. Just fresh on Maxxis tires. Max is out here in Big Four, so congratulations to the whole Rufus Racing team for jumping on Maxxis tires. Fox shocks. They're sponsored by EcoWorks and Baja Design and Nightsticks. So Tad Dowker coming around. Trying to fight through my timing system. I do apologize, but we'll get you updated as soon as I can. So I got my timing updated. So Jay Aiken ran a 3:17.477, and Tad Dowker got a 3:03.591. So on screen right now is Mr. Chip McLaughlin, part of Rufus Racing. Fresh on those new Maxxis tires. A huge shout out to him and the whole Rufus Racing team. Takes it a little wide, bumps the berm, but keeps on rocking and rolling. He's an amazing built Tribe 16 built machine by Adam Sheeran Company. Taking that outside either or line, getting ready to hit the G-Force launch. Getting a little bit of hang time. During practice, he was one of my fastest ones I saw. But speaking about fast, we've got Cade Rod and Bailey Cole yet to come. Off the line right now is Kevin Taylor. Number 911 out of Texarkana, Texas. Part of Knockout Racing. He's in a Dazed Fabrication Porsche-themed Bouncer / Ultra 4 chassis. Running an LS3 416 Turbo 400 SCS transfer case. 14 bolts front and rear. ORI struts, Interco tires, Vision wheels, and PRP seats. His first with Ultra 4 was 2020 AOP. His co-driver is Heat Day, and they run .1 off-road rock bouncing. So Chip McLaughlin just came through, and new fastest time for the 4400s with a 2:57.807. So Chip McLaughlin with a 2:57.807. But Kevin Taylor on screen as we speak, out of Texarkana, Texas, with .1 off-road. We've seen Shelby St. Clair helping all week with recovery. So the whole .1 crew is out here in heavy force helping out. Everything runs smooth. We are here during Visions Week at MidAmerica Outdoors. Up next, another heavy hitter. This is Mr. Cade Rod, fresh off his win just a month ago in Tennessee. No, he didn't win. He got second place. I apologize. He got the pole position, though. He's in a 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends car and put some bigger tires on it, re-geared it, and Cade Rod ready to rock and roll. Cade Rod, number 4807 out of Cortez, Colorado. Part of Jimmy's 4x4, running Nitto tires, Vision wheels, MBRP exhaust, and Don Wapo hot sauce. Cade Rod out of Cortez, Colorado. Randy Rod's his dad. Cotton Rod's his mom. Cade Rod out on course. He's in that Jimmy's 4x4 48P chassis. He nicknames that car Mushu. It's got a turnkey LS7, ATI Turbo 400, SCS T-case, Spider Trax axles, King shocks, PRP seats, Nitto tires, Vision wheels, and Holley Performance, along with RCV. He's definitely a heavy hitter in the Legends class, and it's really cool to see him step up into the 4400 Unlimited class and hold his own. I called him the dark horse in Tennessee, and I nailed it. So Kevin Taylor running strong in that 911 Porsche-themed machine. One more Jumbotron turn to go, and we'll get a time for Mr. Kevin Taylor. Back watching Cade Rod. So Kevin Taylor runs a 3:19.583. So out on course, we're watching Cade Rod. So fastest Ultra 4 car on course today is 2:57, Mr. Chip Happens McLaughlin. Next on course is going to be Tim Hooper. Tim Hooper is Mr. Fuelworks. He's one of our main sponsors this week of Visions. Tim Hooper out of Bentonville, Arkansas with Fuelworks Racing. He's in a Trent Fab top shelf chassis, straight axle machine, Thompson Motorsports 427 LS, Super 80 Atlas transfer case, Spider Trax axles, Method race wheels, PRP, Fox, and BFG. He's got Benjamin Moore riding shotgun with him. We are currently watching Mr. Cade Rod on screen. But Tim Hooper taking off as we speak. Number 1505, Tim Hooper out of Bentonville, Arkansas. But we're still watching Cade Rod. So we've got the fastest driver of the day in the 4400 class for now, Mr. Chip McLaughlin. You just threw down a 2:57. How you feeling, buddy?
We beat the Miller boys, so that's what our goal was. I went into this trying to be conservative and put the helmet on, and I went out the window, and we had a blast. The new Maxxis tires, you know, we went out not really running them before. They hooked, and we just had a blast. It's a fun course. And
you're a fun character of the sport. We appreciate everything you guys do. You have a lot of fun out there, and we're able to get something on the back of Cade's car?
We haven't put it up there yet, but we got something for Mr. Cade. Bailey and I might have been be my co-conspirator, but yeah, it's we're going to have some fun. That's what I like about this. We can joke and do all that, but we get out there and race and still have just as much fun.
Yeah, everybody helps everybody on course, but then when it comes down, and Cade Rod just moves into second position with a 3-minute flat, so just about 2.5 seconds slower than Chip Happens McLaughlin.
Great, that means he's right behind me. He's going to return the favor by nerfing me at the starting line.
And that guy is fast. So Cade Rod with that 3-minute 2:15. So quick run for Cade Rod. So we've got Tim Hooper out on course. Up next is going to be Mr. John Mole, number 14. Hey, Chip, give us a rundown on this course, of the short course, and then as well as the course later on the day for the main race.
So we got a 2-mile short course that consists mainly for the UTV. It's set up for UTV, so some of these tabletops are a little sketchy for us. It'll donkey us, but we'll get in there. We got to slide just like the UTV, drive it just like we would in a UTV. So then we get out in the woods. We got about a 500-yard field we cross, and then dive in the woods. We'll probably be right around 80 miles an hour right when we have to hit the brakes to drop in those woods. About a half a mile in the woods, and come up out of the creek and go do a little tree dodging and come back on the short course. The biggest thing is we got to watch these tabletops so they can get us in a hurry.
Yeah, Chip, it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to take off in 5-second increments. You're going to race for an hour and a half straight. It's not how many laps you are going to do, it's how many laps can you do.
Yeah, this is 100% an endurance race, so you're not going to win on the first lap. It'll be good to be towards the front to get out of the dust, but we're quickly going to get right back into the dust because there's, I don't know, about 12 or 13 of us, I think, racing. We're going to be all over the course, so there's going to be dust everywhere. Then you get into the mud, keeping your helmet clean, keep your mind clean, keep the car together. That's the deal. We got a race in 2 weeks, so we got to keep everything together.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick turnaround to go to Sturgis. I can't wait to go there during bike week. I know you're going to be out there in full force. You're bringing the car, you're bringing the Harley. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're taking the whole family out there. We'll be out there for a week. We've raced out the Sturgis the past 2 years with Renegade and Rewalk, and it's a blast. I mean, even if we weren't racing, we'd still go. But I'm glad Ultra 4 is coming out there. I've seen the track, what JT and the guys have done with the track, and it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot like this, just bigger jumps.
Yeah, well, thank you, Chip. It looks like Tim Hooper just got a 325. So this is John Mole out on course, number 14 out of New Braunfels, Texas. He's part of John Mole Racing. He's in a Jimmy single-seat IFS chassis, Thompson Motorsports LS 441, Gearworks Turbo 400, Atlas transfer case, Spider Trax axles, King shocks, no tires, Raceline wheels, Tribe 16 finished the car, but Jimmy's built it. He debuted this race car just a couple races ago, and it's running strong. So Tim Hooper just threw down a 325, currently in that 6th position. So John Mole out on course for this 2-mile qualifying run, getting everything set up for later on today. We will be racing for an hour and a half later. We'll kick it off at 2 p.m. Central Time with the UTVs, then do a quick little break, reset, and kick off the 4400 Unlimited Ultra 4 racing cars. Taking off the line now is Mr. James King. He's running in Quentin Hilburn's car, number 479 out of Hot Springs, Arkansas, part of driving for Flying Q Motorsports. This is another Tribe 16 solid axle machine, LS 440, Turbo 400, Atlas transfer case. So it's great to see James King, and he has Heath Taylor riding shotgun with him. Lots of action everywhere you look out on course today. We are chasing down John Mole with our Believe Cam FPV drone. And John Mole is putting down some horsepower as he circles around the Jumbotron. That car is loud. So John Mole just sneaks into 4th position with a 311 187. So James King, part of Flying Q Motorsports, driving for Quentin Hilburn. And then up next, Mr. Rufus Racing himself, Zandy Willems. Got Angie up here rooting him up. Dougie Fresh is here. Everybody's excited to see how Zandy Willems run as we're on car with James King. And then number 479. I love the addition of this on-car camera. Just gives you a whole different element on how this thing lays out. Super, super cool to see. So you can tune into FM 97.7 and catch all the action. Got a little music for you. Got calling the action. This is Visions Week at MidAmerica Outdoors Off-Road Park. Visions is hosted at MidAmerica, just outside of Jay in northeast Oklahoma, spanning over 1,500 acres. So a huge shout out to Jason Robinette and his whole entire crew for putting on one heck of an event. We're still watching James King as he's cruising along, trying to chase down Chip McLaughlin's time of 2:57. So Zandy Willems off and running. Number 24 out of Allen, Texas, Mr. Rufus Racing himself. He's in a Tribe 16 2-seat solid axle machine called Nightmare. He's got an LSX and a Turbo 400, putting the power to the ground. His first race was in Davis, Oklahoma back in 2019, and he had Doug Jackson riding shotgun with him. I believe he's got Diamond Dave riding with him right now as we speak. Grabbing a gear, but James King still running strong. Comes up and over the G-Force launch. So we'll get a time for James King. It is getting loud down here. So James King sneaks into that 7th position with a 3:23.620. Pretty solid run for minimal seat time in that car. As we're chasing down Zandy Willems with the Believe Cam FPV. Get a huge shout out to the entire Hammer King production crew for putting on this amazing live show for everybody tuning in all over the world. Ultra4racing.com/live. Get on the King of the Hammers Facebook page. Hit the share button. Start a watch party. You can go to MidAmerica Off-Road. We've got it on their page. Matter M11, Southern Rock Racing Series. It is everywhere you want to see it. Well, Quinn, it looks like James threw down a 323 in the car, still in one piece. How you feeling right now, Quentin?
I'll tell you, it's nice to see James get around the track after his deal at King of Hammers rolling. You know, it's just one of those things that happened, that he went out there, first time qualifying the car, pretty happy about it.
Yeah, and you've bummed up your foot, so you aren't able to get in the car, but it's really cool to see you just kind of help push the sport forward, so we appreciate you letting him drive your car.
Well, thank you. It's all about the sport. It's all about the fans. If we don't race, nobody gets to watch. So, but we appreciate you guys at Ultra 4 for what you do.
Well, thank you, Quentin, and I can't wait to see you get behind the wheel, but at least the car's still together for now.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll see you at Hammers.
All right, well, thank you, Quentin Hilburn, the owner of the James King car. So back to Zandy Williams. He comes down that concrete spillway. These are some big cars on this mainly UTV track, but they are doing awesome out there. I can't wait to get the race started. We'll add about a mile out back with that 500-yard drag race to the woods. Then it goes into a little creek section, downhill, lots of tight turns, lots of trees, lots of gotcha. And then up above the mega truck track, above Thunder Alley, and then back into the short course. So roughly a 3-mile run. So we'll get a time for Zandy Williams here shortly. Zandy Williams just sneaks into that 4th position with a 3:05. Very reputable run. The whole Rufus Racing team's excited for that. So Justin Barth, number 417 out of Springfield, Missouri with Barth Racing. He's in his Jimmy's 4x4 48P chassis, straight axle 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends car, LS3 427, Turbo 400, Atlas transfer case, King shocks, Walker Evans wheels, PRP seats, PCI radios, PSC steering, on Arturo tires. His first Ultra 4 race was way back at King of the Hammers 2014. He's been racing ever since. We saw him qualify just a little bit ago in his UTV. Had a pretty good run. He's hoping to step it up just a notch in this 4400 Ultra 4 Unlimited race. Looks like Dana Hale will be taking the course next. And then last but not least will be Mr. Bailey Cole. We saw him in his Honda Talon just a little bit ago. So Dana Hale and Peanut take off. Dana Hale, number 4844 out of Weatherford, Texas, has a part of the Rufus Racing team, driving a Tribe 16 brand new machine he just debuted at AOP just a month ago. He's got an LS 427, Maximum Turbo 400, Atlas transfer case, Spider Trax axles, Fox shocks, and I think he just moved to Maxxis tires, running those race line wheels. But back to on screen is Mr. Justin Barth. So two 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends cars on screen. So we've got Mr. Jay Aiken here. You threw down a 317. How you feeling, Jay?
I feel pretty good. With not a lot of short course experience, we did what we could. So it was a lot of fun out there.
And you're having a lot of fuel delivery issues early in the week. Did you get that squared away, it looks like?
We'll find out.
For now, it's running. That's all you can say. Looks like Justin Barth just threw down a 308, puts him in that 5th position as we're watching Dana Hale head up and over. So Justin Barth in that 5th position with a 308. So Jay, you were the first one to hit the course. How are you feeling out there? A little nervous or excited?
A little nervous, just being I know how slick the track was, and trying to make the corners is something I'm learning. So it was fun, and being blind coming out of the creek when we did a little wave of water.
You rinsed the car off a little bit, but back there, So what's your game plan for race time?
Dial it down a little bit because an hour and a half on this track is going to really destroy some cars. Where there's going to be some hot transmissions and brakes and overheating is going to be the key.
So you're playing the smart game. And we also, I forgot to mention earlier, we will have hot pits out on there towards the mega truck stage. So you can do a hot pit during the race course, pull off, be safe, 25 miles an hour, get to your crew, get whatever checked or changed. Do you plan on stopping or just keep on running?
I don't plan on stopping, but I'm one of those I'd rather be prepared and have them there but not need them.
Well, Jay Aiken, best of luck to you, buddy. Good job.
Thank you very much.
So, Wesley, you having fun watching your dad out there? Your dad's Jay Aiken. He ran out there. How cool is that?
Yeah, cool.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? Well, are you going to stick around and drive that car one of these days, Wesley? Probably. Well, Wesley, great to meet you. I love seeing all the kids out there. Always a pleasure. It's a family-friendly affair here with Ultra 4. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Bailey Cole, number 13, out of Temecula, California, with Rock Royalty Racing. He's been to every single race. He had an engine issue in Tennessee, so wasn't able to physically race that one, but he's made it to every single race. Bailey Cole is really putting in the effort. He's in a top-shelf Trimp Fab 2C IFS machine, running no co-driver. He's got a CBM LSX, Maximum Turbo 400, Atlas transfer case, Fox shocks, Ditto tires, Spider Trax axles, Yukon gear helps him out, and four-wheel parts. He started racing at the age of 15 in 2013 in the stock class. He was the national champion in the Legends class 2017 and 19, won the Baja Class 7F 2019. He was the King of Britain Championship 2017, Ultra 4 Europe. His first Ultra 4 win was just a little bit ago at the Big Sky 200 in Montana. So Bailey Cole will be a lot of fun to watch. We should have a time for Dana Hale here shortly. Dana Hale threw down a 348. So we are chasing down Bailey Cole with that Believe Cam FPV drone. So Bailey's our 12th 4400 Unlimited Ultra 4 car out on course. I believe they'll be running right around 3:45, 4 o'clock this afternoon, so be sure to tune in. We are on our last qualifier. Looks like something could have happened. Sounds like Bailey Cole may have rolled down the V-notch. Had a little bit too much momentum going, so the MidAmerica off-road safety crew is checking on Bailey Cole, so tough break for him. Looks like I do see the wheels. Remember, this race is on adjusted time, so as long as he can get that car back together, he'll be able to take a rear start, but he is completely upside down. My vantage point is a little pixelated. So tough break for Bailey Cole. He'll have a rear start, and it'll be... So he'll have a rear start as long as the car's still in good shape, but he's got a great crew. Got Sean and Nate out there. They'll get the car back together. I'm sure McKenzie's talking to him, saying, hey, everything okay? So the safety crew is checking on Bailey, making sure everything is okay. That is Bailey Cole that's upside down. I just heard Jay Aiken scared that saying, oh no, Bailey's going to start behind me. Because Bailey's going to be fast and he's going to be on a mission. He was one of my picks to be one that could knock out Chip McLaughlin. Looks like that's Abe there hooking up the winch strap. But a lot of fun here at the MidAmerica Outdoor Off-Road Park. There's a pretty good ledge right in the middle, so they got to be pretty careful not to tear the car up any worse. So tough break. So we've got K-Rod and Chip McLaughlin right here, guys. How are you guys feeling about this?
I feel good. You know, the track's fun. It was a little weird taking the day off to go and run, so I was kind of checking up off the lips where I feel like I should have, but it's fun. I'm going to have fun trying to hunt down Chip and probably try and give him a bump at one point out there, and it just kind of looked that way. Hopefully have an awesome day of racing.
It's already been an awesome day of racing. Looks like they're getting Bailey covered a little bit, but how stoked are you to get that pole position there, Chip?
Well, this is my first pole, and so I'm going to give myself 7 points because we can make up our own points here. But it's good. The car did great, and the competition's good, and I'm shocked to be on first and hate to see the Bailey's upside down, but he's okay. And, he's going to be hunting us down from the back. This is a just-in-time race, so
the time is actually on his side. I know that was not what he was planning to do, but that kind of gives him a little advantage as long as he can get through the dust and the lap traffic.
Well, he'll also be racing the UTV class in the morning before then, so he's going to see the course where we won't get to see it again until tomorrow. During our race, he'll have some practice already in it. The other side of that, he might be a little bit tired too, but it's going to be fun. We're just going to go out and have a good time, and maybe we'll just get some Nerf guns and just keep nerfing each other in the pits too.
All in good fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to see you guys out there racing. So thanks, Cade and Chip, for giving a little chat. And good luck out there, guys.
Thanks, Miles.
Thanks, Miles, and all the crew to put this on.
So again, congratulations to Chip McLaughlin for smoking the pole. So Chip McLaughlin with a 2:57.807. Cade Rod with a 3-minute flat 2:15. Tad Dowker with a 3:03. Zandy Willems with a 3:05, Justin Barth with a 3:08, John Mole with a 3:11, Jay Aiken with a 3:17, Kevin Taylor with a 3:19, James King with a 3:23, Tim Hooper with a 3:25, Dana Hale with a 3:48. But Chip McLaughlin sitting in that pole position, great job for him. But it looks like they got Bailey Cole righted, so great job for the safety crew. But a smoke and run by Chip McLaughlin with that 2:57. And I believe it was going to be Paul Wolfe with the fastest time of the day so far with a 2:49.625. So just 6 seconds splitting them. Great run. There's JT Taylor making sure everything's okay. Looks like Bailey's car is running once again. So it took a pretty good tumble, but these cars are built extremely well. Those Trip Fab machines build one heck of a car. What a great day of qualifying it's been for Visions Week here at MidAmerica Outdoor Off-Road Park. We are in Jay, just in the northeast Oklahoma area, spanning over 1,500 acres. What an amazing place this has been. Jason Robinette and company has done an amazing job. And speaking about that, we got to give a huge shout out to all these sponsors that make this possible. So thanks again to Fuelworks, Maxxis, Evolution Power Sports, Gates, HMF, Oklahoma Ford Dealers, Raceline Wheels, Rugged Radios, Texas Motor Works, 360 Wraps, Moto Race Tire, the Off-Road Syndicate, Rigid, and Ultimax Belts. And so it's been a great day of qualifying, but race will kick off right around 2 p.m. Central Time here at MidAmerica Outdoors. We're watching Bailey Cole driving off. Looks like the car's in pretty good shape. He took a little tumble down the V-notch, so he'll be taking a rear start. Later on today at 2 p.m., we'll be kicking off the UTV Ultra 4 Endurance Race, and then right around 4 o'clock, I believe, will be the Ultra 4 Unlimited Race. Going to be a lot of fun to watch. So be sure to stay tuned in. So thanks again, everybody tuning in. We'll see you at 2 p.m. We'll close out the show with a couple interviews, and we'll see you in just a couple hours.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Visions Week at MidAmerica Outdoors, just outside of Jay, Oklahoma. I'm Tara Hunter, and I'm here with
Travis Forsey
and
Dana, the Pinball Hale.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for joining us out here. Which class are you guys racing in?
We're going to be running in the 4,800 class this race. Pretty excited to be here. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a pretty technical course. There's a lot of good jumps out there. There's a lot of little gotchas if you're not paying attention. That little knockout rock bouncer hill, it's going to be fun, and especially when you come down that rock sledge in the back. we've already seen 2 racers on their side, so let's see what happens in the big race.
Awesome. Have you had a chance to get out on the course yet?
Yes, we did. We just made about 5 laps out there. Got to do a little bit of tuning on the car, and I really like the nice big jump over there. We came off of it pretty solid, pretty hard. It is a real technical course, really fast, faster than what I'm used to. I come from the bouncer world, so this is way faster than I'm used to. But we're going to give it a go.
Love it. And how long have you been racing?
I've been racing since 2006 and bouncers with the SRS, and got out. I'm 48 years old now, so I'm still going, trying, and we're going to see if I can make it happen still. So then we'll go from there.
Awesome. And how long have you been in the industry?
So my first time actually racing Ultra 4, I raced, co-drove with Daryl Gray out in Tennessee 3 years ago. So after that race, I rode with Chip in Oklahoma, and then I was with Zandy all the way up until the last 2 races.
What do you think is going to help you win out here, whether it's something about your car or skill that you might have?
I think it's our size. We're a lot skinnier than the rest of these guys, so we have less weight, and a lot more motor. So we'll see. We'll see if we can hang on.
Awesome. So you've probably had a few days here to enjoy some of what's going on at the park other than the racing and stuff. What's been your favorite about this event?
My favorite overall is just the family atmosphere. I mean, even when you're coming by the pool, everybody's nice. You've got the little band up there playing right next to them most of the day. And then the entertainment in the evening, you couldn't beat it. It's amazing. I mean, we have a different concert every night. It seems like somebody's playing somewhere the whole time. So it doesn't matter what you're into, even if you're just coming out as a spectator. Everybody should come out, enjoy themselves. You can bring your kids, go to the pool for a little while. You can watch some racing. You can listen to bands, put the kids to bed, hang out in the camper later at night. There's a party somewhere.
Always. Is there anything that you would like to let your fans know out there?
I'd like to say thanks to Eco Earthworks, HP Tuners for stepping up, 100% sponsor for these guys. Hill and Associates, all the guys back there at home. I appreciate my wife, my kids, my family. We're going to get this tribe car on this track, and we're going to run it hard. We're going to see where we stand like that.
Awesome. Anything you'd like to let your fans know?
Oh, I appreciate everybody that comes out. I appreciate all the support we get from Zandy and Ange, the whole Rufus team. You know, anytime you need something, if something breaks, they're there for you. You know, the guy's Jan over at HP. I mean, he's been working hard with me, getting that car dialed in. Chris where's Chris from? Georgia. Chris from Georgia did a whole day of shock tuning with us. I mean, he's helped us dial that car in. The car started the build about 2 years ago. He got the chassis built, and then he sat on it and collected everything else he needed. He put it back in the shop with Tribe, and we got it out 2 months ago. So this is the second time. That car's got less than 50 miles on it.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, we're just getting it dialed in and ready, and we'll see what kind of show we can put on for everybody.
Awesome. Love it, guys. Thanks for coming out for all the family fun, and good luck with your race out there.
Thank you.
Welcome to Visions at MidAmerica Outdoors, just outside of Jay, Oklahoma. I'm Tara Hunter, and I'm here today with
Devin Smith.
Devin, welcome to this amazing event. I mean, there are cars just flying behind us. There's people in the pool up there. There's some crowds out there cheering and loving it. Is this your first time here?
This is my second time here. I was here with Pro Rock 2 years ago.
Oh, very cool. Are you new to racing, or have you been racing for a long time?
I've been racing for about 8 years now. So just mainly XC racing. I'm from Indiana. We do a lot of woods racing. I started doing a little bit of Pro Rock and venturing out here and there. I ran the Red Bull race in Pennsylvania it was back in June, and I won that race. So moving up in the world.
Nice. What is the favorite thing about your car that you really think helps you in these races?
Well, for one, it was built by my bud Mike, and he did a fabulous job on it, and it's just a tank. It'll take an abuse and keeps on ticking. So.
Love it. Is there any part of this course that is your favorite that you think you're really going to excel in?
I think I'll excel in the woods. I'm not real good on short course. Like I said, I'm from XC background, so I think I'll do good in the woods, what little bit there is, and we'll just have to see what happens tomorrow.
Will you be only racing that, or will you be joining in for the Barbie car race as well?
I told everybody maybe I'll have a better chance of winning that because there's a lot of fast guys out here.
Love it. I cannot wait to see that event. That looks crazy.
Right into the pool.
Oh, man, yeah. I feel like jumping in that thing right now. So are you a one-man show? Do you have a whole team that travels with you? What's your story?
Usually I have family. We go and we camp the whole weekend of the race. This weekend I got Mike and Steve Mueller with me. We're just a one-man operation, basically. You know, we don't have a big team. I guess you'd call us the weekend warrior racer.
Love it. At least you're getting out there and enjoying it. What's your car number so we can look for that during the race?
278.
278. All right, guys. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to or anything you'd like your fans to know?
Well, you know, I got a bunch of sponsors that help out. Got HCR, Suspension, Mikey's Shop, 834 Powder Coating, G-Force Racing, GBC Tires, Aftermarket Assassins, VP. I'm forgetting people. I'm bad at this. I'm sorry, but this is, you know, I got a lot of people that back me, and I appreciate everything they do for me.
Awesome, man. Well, I won't keep you out here. Good luck in your race. Go hit that pool while you've got some time.